You order headphones on Amazon, and the delivery guy hands you 90 kilograms of pure muscle, insomnia, and an urge to punch a wall. Imagine waking up on a random Monday. You're hungover, everything hurts down to your soul, and when you look in the mirror, bam! You turned into a massive 10-foot wide giga-chad, but with the face of an unemployed guy who hasn't slept in 3 days. This is the story of Major Bummer, or as we call him around here, the Major Disappointment. A 1997 DC comic canceled after just 15 issues due to low sales. But today, TikTok resurrected this gem about an insanely jacked guy and absolute absurd logic. So brace yourselves, because this is what happens when the galaxy's delivery driver messes up your address. Meet Lou. Lou is a lazy appliance repair guy whose greatest lifetime achievement is not starving to death. Lou receives a mysterious package, ignores it to play video games all night, and wakes up the next day looking like a Dragon Ball Z villain. The real problem? He's running super late for work. He gets to his job, trying to process if a single night of partying can warp your anatomy like that. While trying to fix a toaster, he accidentally builds an insanely advanced futuristic weapon. Yeah, you heard that right. The guy has genius-level intelligence, but he's so lazy he doesn't even realize it. Just then, his boss bursts in, furious and ready to fire him. But when he sees Lou looking more jacked than a bear on steroids, the boss gets terrified and runs off like he saw a ghost. Lou leaves the shop, but he's starving. He goes to the supermarket for food, but he has no money, and his ID no longer looks anything like his GigaChad face. To make matters worse, armed robbers break in. They shoot at Lou point blank, but the bullets bounce off him like marbles. Lou utterly destroys the thieves in half a second. And what does the cashier do? Instead of thanking him, he demands Lou pay for the damages. Lou tells him to screw off and heads home, hoping to find at least a box of mac and cheese in his pantry. He gets home, and what does he find? A group of masked weirdos waiting for him. One climbs walls, another flies, and a guy shoots laser beams from his eyes. Lasers that, by the way, blew out Lou's car window. Turns out these guys also received superpowers and feel a magnetic pull toward him. They tell Lou he has to be the leader of their superhero team, and Lou, who has zero desire for heroic adventures, basically tells them to go call their moms and slams the door in their faces. The guy lost his job, his normal body, and his patience. Can it get worse? Of course it can. Lou walks into his kitchen and finds 2 egg-headed aliens eating his mac and cheese. Turns out these aliens are college students handing out superpowers for their thesis, and Lou got them due to a stupid shipping error. They promise that with a quick surgery on their spaceship, they can turn him back to normal. Meanwhile, the rejected superheroes go to the house of Francis, a clairvoyant who owns about 80 cats. One member of the team has a terrible cat allergy, but they decide to use the house as their lair anyway. Just then, local gang members try to break in to rob the place. One of them steps on a cat, and the mutant feline grows to the size of a dinosaur and throws him out the window. Back to Lou. He's driving to the spaceship, dreaming of taking his name out of the phone book so Amazon never sends him anything again. They reach the junkyard, activate the ship's camouflage, and head inside. In the car, one of the aliens finds the weapon Lou built at the shop. In their alien language, they say it's impossible for a human to assemble such an advanced electromagnetic pulse weapon. The package didn't just make Lou jacked, it gave him a golden super brain, which he only uses to procrastinate. Lou gets strapped to the operating table, ready for surgery. But as the aliens talk among themselves in their native tongue, one says, "Oh, by the way, this surgery is gonna kill him." And they start laughing. What those geniuses didn't know was that Lou's upgraded brain translated their language instantly. Lou goes full berserk mode, ripping through the chains with raw, brute strength. They promised to fix him, and on top of that, they ate his mac and cheese. The aliens start shooting fire at him, mocking him. Lou jumps out the spaceship window, runs to his car, grabs the pulse weapon he built at the shop, and blows the alien ship to pieces, reducing it to rubble. Traumatized, exhausted, and still rocking the body of a professional bodybuilder, Lou heads home, unaware that his life as an accidental superhero is just getting started. Shortly after, some thugs try to mug a fancy guy on the street,
But the guy pulls out a revolver the size of a shotgun and mugs them instead. Seeing this, the alien Euph, who is now living on the street as a hobo, watches the scene and says, "You know what? Screw it." He gives superpowers to the entire gang of muggers just to get it over with. Pure alien logic. Meanwhile, Lou's boss gave him his job back, but his unwanted superhero team invades his workshop again with a patrol schedule. Lou just wants to fix toasters in peace, so he kicks them all out. On the other hand, the aliens are panicking because the empowered thugs haven't done anything for 3 days. The truth is, the mutations are just starting to kick in. One shoots electricity, and another gets an uncontrollable, compulsive urge to pick a fight with the first person he sees. At that moment, an extremely polite customer named Martin Lewis walks into Lou's shop. Lou hears his name and realizes this was the guy who was supposed to receive the package. The guy is a saint who works rehabilitating troubled youth. Lou stares at the door, having an existential crisis, thinking, what would have happened if the package reached this man instead of a slacker like me? But there's no time to reflect, because the mutant thugs are waiting outside to beat him to a pulp.
Lou tries to reason with them. "Hey, I don't even know you guys." And the villain's response? A direct punch right to the face. Any other comic protagonist would stand and fight, but Lou applies classic street wisdom. He who runs away lives to fight another day. Lou bolts. He asks a cop for help, but the cop doesn't believe him until the giant villain arrives and crushes the police car with the cop still inside. Right when Lou runs out of gas, his team arrives to rescue him. The guy with the liquid axe lunges at Lou, mocking his size. But when he swings the axe at Lou's chest, the weapon shatters into pieces. The villain stammers. "Okay, guess I need to grind a few more levels." Lou grabs him by the throat and says, "Pretty sure you said something about beating someone up?" Before Lou can finish him, the gravity-manipulating woman touches his shoulder, completely neutralizing his weight. Lou floats helplessly into the sky like a giant party balloon. Unable to control himself, Lou yells, "Honestly, I kinda needed some fresh air anyway." Valeria flies up, assuming Lou gained the power of flight, but the gravity effect suddenly wears off. Lou plummets straight back to Earth, crash landing directly on top of the alien spy drone, crushing it into scrap and leaving the alien brothers watching pure static. Lou hits the pavement like a meteorite, creating a massive crater. Nunzio jumps into the hole to finish the job, but Valeria starts pelting him with heavy trash from above. Enraged, Nunzio rips a street sign out of the concrete to hurl it at her. At the exact same time, the clawed beanie guy is swinging Gecko around by his ankles, trying to throw him into traffic. The street sign narrowly misses his own teammate, and the villains immediately start arguing with each other in the middle of the fight. To keep Nunzio from destroying the entire block, the gravity woman runs over and touches him, trying to make him lighter. Instead, she accidentally reverses her power, making Nunzio weigh 100 tons. The concrete buckles instantly, and the entire villain squad falls into a collapsing sinkhole, burying themselves underground. Gecko starts cheering like they just saved the universe, while Lou stands in the destruction, staring at his hands in utter horror, completely unsure if he just led a superhero team to victory or if he barely survived the most chaotic group disaster in city history. Days later, the alien Euph falls sick, sneezes into a trash dump, and his alien germs turn the garbage into a devouring monster. Just typical Tuesday stuff. At the lair, the heroes try to convince Lou to wear a mask and pick an epic hero name. Lou replies that it's stupid. "I'm 6'7" and built like a brick wall. Nobody's gonna fail to recognize me even if I wear a Little Mermaid mask." Plus, he drops the truth on him. Our powers are just the failed college thesis of 2 alien dropouts. But far from being depressed, the team gets even more motivated. Lou doesn't care about justice, he just needs money. So his teammate Val gets him a job at her dad's ice cream shop. Lou is calmly selling ice cream cones when the team starts shouting that the mutant trash monster is destroying the city. The heroes go out to fight, but their attacks do nothing against the filth. The Sonic hero Zaper tries to use his vocal cords at maximum power and loses his voice. Without giving up, he lets out one final scream, so high-pitched and ear-splitting that, by pure coincidence, it hits the exact frequency needed to disintegrate the trash monster.
Zapper tries to take all the credit like an egomaniac, but the news publishes a photo of all of them together.
Over at the crashed alien saucer, Euph starts blindly pressing glowing buttons he definitely shouldn't touch. Zinnik hears a terrifying hum and asks if his idiot brother broke something again. Euph lies badly, right as a massive portal rips open inside the city dump. Stepping out of the rift is a heavily armed, German-speaking Nazi dinosaur equipped with plasma rifles tearing up downtown. Because of course, Lou's life wasn't ridiculous enough already. Meanwhile, Lauren tries predicting the threat using her psychic powers, but completely forgets her vision right as she goes to explain it.
On the other side of town, Martin Lewis, the actual model citizen who is supposed to get Lou's powers, is volunteering at a neighborhood rebuild drive when the dinosaur charges through. Breaking news cuts straight into Lou's favorite TV show at work.
He gets annoyed, but when he sees Euph holding up a Help Lou sign on live television, he realizes another alien disaster is dropped.
The Nazi raptor corners Valerie and the team. Francis swoops in playing the savior, blasting a sonic scream that knocks the monster down for a second, but he gets right back up, pissed off. The team realizes they desperately need their heavy hitter. Lou tracks Euph up down at the dump and learns the truth. Euph tried repairing the engine, accidentally shattered the antimatter containment cell, and ripped open a bridge between parallel universes. If left open, the multiverse will collapse in on itself. Lou loses his mind at the fact that the entire universe might die just because an alien kid is bad at mechanics. Euph explains that Lou can easily fix it, because the power module secretly gave him cosmic-level superintelligence. The catch? His big brain only activates when he's super focused or totally zoning out. Lou grabs the alien technical manual, takes a breath, and instantly understands hyperdimensional physics.
Before fixing the drive, Lou asks about that giant stray cat roaming around. Euph confesses another shipping mistake. The package was meant for the cat's owner, but the cat ate the module instead. Now, whenever the feline gets startled or excited, it mutates into a Godzilla-sized monster. While the armed dinosaur wrecks downtown, the kaiju cat spots the raptor and starts playing with it like a giant chew toy. The city goes wild with panic. Lou works against the clock at the dump, activating an antimatter vacuum drive. The Nazi dinosaur gets so terrified of the giant cat that it leaps back into its home dimension right as the portal seals shut. The cat shrinks back to normal, the multiverse is saved, and Euph tries celebrating like they're an iconic duo. Lou ignores the speech, grabs the normal cat, and walks off, stating his lunch break is almost over. Man saved the city, closed a reality rift, and defeated a multi-dimensional Nazi dinosaur, all before his clock-out time. The next chapter kicks off with Lou getting absolutely beaten down by Nunzio, sliding across the floor like a horror movie victim. He gets hurled through a shop window, groaning on the pavement about how terrible his life is. He even complains about the radio song playing in the background, until Nunzio swings, misses, and smashes the stereo into pieces.
All while some random spectator in the crowd screams at them to hit each other harder, like it's an underground street fight. Lou narrates how he ended up in this mess. Yesterday, he was just relaxing at the park, silently judging people. He saw a lady with a pampered dog and thought she should spend less on pet clothes and more on groceries. He saw a couple arguing and figured the bald husband lost his hair from pure stress. That's when Milton showed up, an unhinged fanboy who saw Lou on TV and became obsessed. Milton asks for an autograph, claims Schwarzenegger and Stallone are weak imitations compared to Lou, and demands Lou put on a costume to fight crime. Lou shuts him down hard. I am not a superhero. I'm just a normal, average guy.
almost like you. Actually, nothing like you.
Meanwhile, over at the ice cream parlor, the team argues over Lou's alien origin story, while Valerie enjoys strawberry scoops. Outside, Milton keeps harassing Lou. Lou gets so angry his veins pop, but he forces himself not to crush the annoying little fanboy. Across town, the villain gang gathers at a Greasy Spoon diner. Nunzio tries bossing everyone around, making the gravity-manipulating woman super uncomfortable. She clearly wants out of the villain life. They order food, but Megamind speaks in such absurdly complex, pretentious English that the waitress gets fed up and just writes him down for plain fried eggs. Outside, Milton spots the villain's getaway car and decides to orchestrate a confrontation so he can watch his idol fight. Inside the diner, the gang is shocked because Megamind finally says something normal. Milton bursts in, asking who the head boss is. Nunzio stands up. "It's me! Who's asking?" Milton straight up lies, claiming Lou was talking trash about Nunzio's mother. Nunzio flies into a rage, jumps in the car with Milton, and drives straight to the ice cream shop, smashing through the front brick wall. Valerie completely forgets she can fly, remembers 2 seconds later, and hovers out of the way, leaving Lou to take the hit. Lou lands a heavy right hook on Nunzio, but both of them are so durable that Nunzio actually complains that it hurt. Lou shouts back that it hurt his fist too. Nunzio winds up for a full power strike, launching Lou straight out of the building, knocking him semi-unconscious. Before Nunzio can finish him, Milton actually does something useful. He rams the villain with his car, trapping Nunzio's head inside the frame. Gasoline leaks onto the pavement. Milton casually pulls out a lighter, flicks it, and ignites the fuel, blowing up the brute while Lou lies dazed in the rubble.
The cops arrive on the scene. Lou stumbles out of the smoke, completely battered, having no clue what just happened. Milton immediately takes credit for the story, lying to the police and press that Lou single-handedly defeated the monster. The crowd cheers, and Valerie smiles. "I knew you had a hero's heart, Lou." Chapter 7 opens with Lou showing off a hyper-advanced custom video game system he built out of random junk in his apartment. He's got 2 buddies over playing games on a TV that now picks up over 1 million intergalactic channels. One friend points out that running this must cost a fortune in electricity. Lou casually mentions he built a super-cooled 0-point energy generator powered by 3 AAA batteries that he made out of his old freezer, all while snorting some dubious energy powder. His friend calls him a genius and asks him to build gear for his vlog, but Lou admits he didn't write down a single blueprint. He was just bored, taking things apart, and accidentally broke quantum physics. His friend freezes. "Wait, did you dismantle the fridge with all our food in it?" Yup. Lou's kitchen is completely gutted. He has 0 food, 0 money, no job, and an apartment held together by alien tech. They come up with a desperate plan. Go to City Hall and demand a hero stipend from the mayor using Lou's new fame. But as they go to leave, Milton shows up at the door again. Lou snaps, trying to figure out how this stalker got his private address. Outside, it's even worse. The entire news media and a massive mob of fans are crammed onto his front lawn waiting for him. Lou peeks through the blinds, completely horrified. He realizes he can't even take a dump anymore without a reporter shoving a microphone through his window. Suddenly, another knock hits the door. It's Valerie and her parents. Her dad is furious that Lou destroyed the ice cream shop, but immediately flips his attitude, realizing he can monetize Lou's hype. He proposes becoming Lou's talent manager to turn him into a walking cash machine, introducing his wife Anita. Not only does he offer Lou his job back, but he offers him a $3,000 contract to be the face of his new superhero ice cream line. Lou happily accepts, but the crazy fan, believing his idol is selling out to the corporate system, decides to sabotage the event. At the grand opening, they need Lou to fly over the crowd. Since Lou can't fly, they dangle him on cables from a helicopter.
The fan sneaks onto the chopper and uses an axe to chop the cables, sending Lou into a free fall that destroys the ice cream shop a second time. Val's dad, broke once again, swears to Lou that he'll never get a job again, not even as a babysitter. After losing the ice cream job, Lou gets a gig babysitting the neighbor's kid. But as soon as the parents walk out the door, the kid reveals his true demonic nature, throws a sugar bowl at Lou's face, floods the bathroom, and wrecks the house. When the little monster finally collapses from exhaustion, Lou tries to rest. Suddenly, 2 ghosts appear in the room, arguing heatedly. The specters freak out when they realize Lou can see them. Because he was so exhausted and his brain was turned off, Lou accidentally triggered his enhanced spatial perception. The ghosts explain that the child is possessed by a demon, the exact same one that murdered them, and his parents are next on the hit list. Lou is not amused. If the parents die, nobody pays his fee. To save the kid and expel the demon, he has to bury the ghost's human remains in holy ground. Hearing the plan, the demon takes full control of the kid and attacks Lou. Our hero doesn't think twice and knocks the little demon out cold with one precise punch. Look, let's be real. Knocking out a 5-year-old isn't exactly a legendary feat, but it works. While Lou carries the remains to the cemetery, the demon wakes up and chases him. But as soon as the entity steps onto sacred soil, its powers drain away. After finishing the burial, Lou gets back to the house right as the parents return. Seeing the disaster in the living room, the story continues with Nunzio suffering nightmares in prison, where he dreams of Lou stealing his girlfriend, waking up in an absolute rage. Meanwhile, Lou enters a pie-eating contest at the local fair. Thanks to his massive Giga-Chad physique, he easily takes home the cash prize. His friend Marnie can't comprehend how someone with the brightest mind on the planet isn't using it for anything better than stuffing his face with free pie. Lou simply replies that as long as he gets paid and eats for free, the world can burn for all he cares. Along with the money, Lou wins a live pig. Val is also at the fair, and seeing Lou walking around with Marnie triggers a massive fit of jealousy. As for Gecko, he couldn't make it to the fair because while trying to save a child, he ended up accused of child harassment and is now stuck with his lawyer. Right then, Nunzio breaks out of prison, driven by pure rage. He arrives at the fair and tackles Lou, accusing him of putting him behind bars to steal his woman. Nunzio throws Lou into the carnival rides. Val tries to fly in to rescue him, but since Lou weighs as much as a battle tank, as they get up, the rest of the gang arrives, along with Nunzio's girlfriend. Seeing her, the monster forgets about Lou for a second and runs to hug her, an opportunity Lou uses to land a brutal cheap shot right to his groin from behind. Humiliated in front of his girl, Nunzio completely loses control and starts slamming Lou's head against everything in sight. Desperate to break free, Lou throws a bag of popcorn in his face to distract him. At that exact moment, a loose high-voltage cable falls on the villain, electrocuting him worse than a cartoon character. Lou ends up in court, charged with manslaughter for Nunzio's death. Having zero cash, he goes to Martin Lewis for legal defense, but Martin clarifies he can only offer advice. Gotta love hypocrisy. Meanwhile, at the morgue, they try to perform an autopsy on Nunzio, but his skin is harder than reality. When the coroners leave to get heavy power tools, Nunzio rises from the dead. The guy comes out enraged, looking for Lou to finish the job. On one hand, charges against Lou are dropped. On the other hand, the monster is coming straight to break his face. Once again, Lou tries to reason like a civilized person, but Nunzio throws him out a window. Lou lands on a parked car, hotwires it, and speeds off straight to the spaceship to demand an explanation. The alien Euph explains a tiny detail. The module inside Nunzio's chest regenerated his tissues, and since it's synced with Lou's, Nunzio will always know where to find him. Just then, the Titan starts demolishing the ship from the outside. Euph, in an act of heroism, grabs Lou and throws him far away to save his life. Suddenly, a stroke of genius hits Lou. If I send him into space, he stops bugging me. He gathers jump from the landfill, knocks Nunzio out with heavy bolts, and straps an improvised jetpack to his back. He activates it, and everything seems like a success. until Lou realizes he mounted the thrusters upside down. Instead of launching into the stars, Nunzio gets blasted straight into the center of the Earth. Well, solve the problem anyway.
A few moments later.
Next, we jump to a devastated future. The alien Signac rules over the ruins of civilization, riding Francis's giant cat and threatening to withhold dog food if it doesn't obey. A battered Lou walks through the crowd, trying to escape. Out of nowhere, the giant pig he won at the fair starts chasing him. Lou, with zero patience left, punches the pig into orbit with a single blow and hides in the subway tunnels. There, he meets the old gang members. They explain that Signac went completely insane and is hunting down all metahumans to rip out their implants and steal their powers.
They decide to team up to defeat the tyrant. They infiltrate the alien fortress, but Signac was waiting for them and slaughters the gang one by one. Lou runs frantically to find a plasma gun to defend himself, but upon pulling the trigger, he realizes the damn thing was just an air freshener. Signac executes him point blank. After finishing the massacre, Signac senses someone watching him from the shadows of time and shoots toward the screen. Suddenly, the scene shifts drastically, and we're back near the beginning of the series when Lou is escaping from the alien operating table. But this time, as Lou tries to reach his car, Signac shoots him in the back and kills him. The implant leaves Lou and merges with Signac, granting the alien absolute power to rule the world. Hold up right there. Turns out everything we just saw wasn't the present, but a dystopian future vision seen by Francis, who witnessed Signac detecting her from an alternate timeline while she was snooping on the future. Back in the real present, the hero team throws Lou a party to celebrate his first year as a superhero, but Lou continues telling them to screw off. He drops a brilliant life lesson on them. Having superhuman strength doesn't obligate you to be a hero. Professional athletes don't become cops just because they run faster than average. He reminds them that geniuses like Oppenheimer tried to change the world and only created weapons of mass destruction, arguing that sometimes it's better for powered people not to mess with human affairs. Just then, Francis enters the room hyperventilating in terror after waking from her vision. Lou tries to calm the group down, saying visions don't always come true, and they head to the ship to confront the aliens. When they arrive, Euph and Signac clarify that such a vision is scientifically impossible. If an alien tries to absorb human implants, genetic incompatibility would instantly blow their brain up. Reassured by the answer, the team starts celebrating, unaware that in a parallel dimension, an evil Signac successfully mastered the powers and established his dark tyranny.
Feeling cosmic power, the evil Signac from the other dimension decides to conquer the entire multiverse. Lucky for him, the fuel spill from the ship in our dimension opened a massive portal in the sky. Our heroes see the tear and prepare for the worst. Euph tries to fight, but as soon as the evil Signac crosses the portal, he destroys his weapon with a single laser shot. Seeing that everyone is about to get wiped out, Lou stops fooling around. He tackles the Supreme Signac like a bull, shoves him back through the portal, and seals the dimensional rift in midair, saving the entire universe. And where did the villain end up? Signac didn't return to his era. He got trapped forever in a bizarre dimension populated by Nazi dinosaurs. Days later, Francis and Lauren are walking down the street, when suddenly an emaciated, aged man who looks like he hasn't slept in 3 centuries crashes right into them, running away without giving an explanation. Lauren tries to use her powers to see when her luck will improve,
But reality is so broken that instead of looking into the future, her visions go straight into the past.
Lou is at his apartment with Marnie watching the director's cut of Frankenstein. Marnie finds the movie more boring than watching paint dry and leaves. Just then Val walks in, and because romantic drama is mandatory, she demands Lou tell her what's going on between him and Marnie. But there's no time for soap opera jealousy. They have to head to the diner to meet the team. Upon arrival, Lauren drops the bomb. Guys, now I see the future and the past. Lou explodes with rage. You made me come out here for this nonsense? Suddenly, bam, time freezes for everyone in an instant. Lauren clarifies it's not her doing. Reality is collapsing, and chunks of the past are floating into the present. Gecko asks Lou to build a temporal tracker.
They go to Lou's apartment for tools and discover the greatest tragedy of the series. They got robbed. But the thieves didn't steal the alien tech or the plasma weapons. They stole his precious VHS tape with the director's cut of Frankenstein. Lou is emotionally crushed.
Val takes him outside for fresh air to comfort him.
She gets the truth out of him regarding Marnie, confirms Lou is single, and takes the opportunity to lay a passionate kiss on him, which is immediately interrupted by the same crazy, emaciated old man from earlier. Zero privacy. At this moment, Lauren's mind enters the time stream and meets Timmy, a guy who explains that reality broke because some idiot used a defective time machine that exploded. The only way to fix it is to travel to the year of the disaster, 2039. Before explaining further, a fragment of time impales Timmy and sweeps him into the quantum current. Left with no choice, Lauren travels to the future alone.
Arriving in 2039, she finds an elderly version of Lou playing cards in a shady dive bar. Since Lauren is in astral form, only Lou can see her. She begs him to save the universe, but old Lou responds, "Nah, too lazy." Lauren asks about his drinking buddies, and brace yourselves, because this is pure cinema. The robot-headed guy and the humanoid cat are aliens from Pluto. The robot is actually the new body of the giant-headed gang member.
Lou built him the mechanical body after decapitating him, and the giant mutant monster that looks like Nunzio is actually Marnie. After a war between dwarfs and giants, she was left paralyzed, so Lou transplanted her head onto Nunzio's lifeless body to save her. And Val? When she found out Lou married Marnie in the past, she tried to murder Lou like 3 times until they finally got divorced. Lauren berates old Lou, telling him he can stop this dystopian future. Inspired, the old man tries to recruit his former team, but everyone tells him to screw off because he ruined their lives. Determined to fix everything himself, old Lou tracks down the time machine and shoots it with a blaster, but the energy shield deflects the shot, and the alien owner of the device gives him a total beatdown. The alien boards the machine to head to the past. Lou jumps onto the vehicle at the last second, but the machine overheats and explodes in hyperspace without temporal shield protection. Lou's body ages thousands of years in seconds. He gets ejected into our present, and in his desperation, accidentally trips over Francis and Lauren, explaining the scene from earlier. Boom! Plot lines connected. Old Lou finds his younger self kissing Val, grabs him by the neck, drags him into an alley, and demands he move his lazy butt to save the universe. How does he prove he's him? By pulling out what he stole from his own apartment, the freaking VHS tape of Frankenstein. Using scrap metal around the house, old Lou builds a new time machine. They board the ship, travel a few minutes into the future to intercept the alien before the explosion, and are joined by the Lou of that era. Now it's 3 Lou's against the villain. Despite being 3 against 1, the alien is a powerhouse and beats them senseless. But old Lou wasn't fighting. He was hacking the time machine's controls. When the villain steps onto the vehicle and activates the jump, he gets launched into an era so insanely remote that the explosion doesn't even tickle Earth. With the temporal rift closed, the Lou's return to their era. Old Lou, having spent so much time in the quantum stream, turns into a permanent time echo. Before fading away, he gives one last piece of advice to his younger self.
Stop being a lazy piece of trash and do something with your life, or you're gonna end up losing everything. Young Lou feels deeply inspired. He feels the spark, the change in his chest. He looks at the horizon and vows to grow up. But as soon as the city's emergency alarm goes off, he crawls into bed, pulls the covers over his ears, and falls fast asleep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how this story ends.